Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Dicing with Death.
Hello.
The first night you spend back in the Grotto is an unusual one. You have another strange dream. This one is of your hometown. Grotto, as it stands, typically is a small, poor village of mud brick buildings with a couple of actual branches here and there, a little bit of thatch, but not that much because you got to haul it in from grasslands far away. It's kind of a pain, or palm fronds from some far away. So it's a poor little village. But in your dream, you walk through the town in its position between two hills, and the buildings are now made out of stone. They extend for multiple stories up. The street here is now paved with cobblestones. The little creek that runs through the town has been put into a channel of stone that flows easily without losing anything, without dirtying from the ground here. You can see that towards the back end, the up end, Necrot's sort of in a bit of a downhill valley, so it's got a slope to it. At the back end of it is a grotto, similar to the one that you saw in Seltzer's lair, but clearly not over the ocean and not facing the eastward sun. And it is up the town that you walk, empty, devoid of people, but looking lived in, looking strong. Doors are hanging properly. There are little bits of glass and windows on various places. There's an open door that leads into a large tavern room that you certainly don't have here. You've probably never even really seen a tavern before. I guess you must have some sort of common gathering room, but this is a more resplendent place. In your dream, your town is large and wealthy and still in its same hometown, but just improved. You will reach the back grotto in your dream, and that's where it will end, bringing you sharply back to reality with the baying of goats in the morning. Bringing you out of your fantasy and back home.
Fantasy, a vision.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. You said there's no tavern, but there must be some sort of gathering place, right?
Certainly. It's not
where I will go and ramble about my visions of Necrot and its streets of stone, paths made of cobble.
Yeah.
And this grotto? Where is the grotto? Am I able to... Was it a place that I knew?
Yeah, it's a place that you know. It's just up the slope of the village and beyond where the village would actually end in the modern era. And beyond that is right now it just looks like sloped earth. But in your dream, the earth sloped and then kind of came to a flat part. And then there was a cave there, and it was from the cave that the creek ran. Right now, the creek just sort of leaks out of the earth at a few different places. There's probably some underground spring that pushes the water up, and then it just leaks out in a few different places. And by the time you get halfway down the hill, it's at full strength, or halfway through the town, it's at full strength.
And so I'll tell them of this grotto up the hill where the spring currently is. And I think every productive member of society is probably out and about during the day, right? So it's probably just Devon rambling to the drunks, telling them, the idlers who are sitting around drinking in the middle of the day, telling them how they've got to, get together and build these beautiful buildings of stone and excavate this spring to make a beautiful tavern. Maybe this piques their ears because they're like, oh yeah, it sounds like a great place to be drinking. But then they refill their pints or their flasks or flagons.
Somebody should get on that,
Yeah. I'm going to roll my D13. 1. So I think I'm at 2 MP. And I'm gonna, after rambling some of the morning away, I will head up the slope to find this spring.
Yeah, you can find the spring. It's not one spot, right? It leaks a little bit from here, a little bit from there, a little bit from here, but it's all kind of coming from the same, maybe 50-foot area, 50 by 50-foot area.
And I'll inspect it and search the area for secret passages. I do have that ability.
There are no seeming secret passages. Nothing that is already existing. Perhaps there's something buried deep under the earth. But if it's there, it's already buried in earth, so you wouldn't be able to detect it.
I'll look around and spend the day here reading from Seltzer's infinite scroll. Even if I don't understand it, I can use it to recover MP.
Mm-hmm.
So I will spend that day, roll another D13.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I remember why I only had 10 MP. It's because I keep 3 of that earmarked for my armor spell.
Ah, right.
And then, yeah. Let's see if there's any spells I want to learn on this list. The Identify Potion, I feel like I should learn eventually.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe I'll go ahead and roll for that. I mean, we had that scene with, what's her name?
Yeah. I mean, she could identify things for you if you want. Do you not want her to be taking your saliva to learn your spells? To learn what your things do?
I think I should still probably know how to do it myself.
Okay. Yeah. It will take you 1d2 days to learn the spell, if that's what you so desire to do.
Yeah. 2 days. And then I will roll my D100. Let's see. Greater than 70. Less than 70. Less than 71. Fail. All right, then.
Yes, the potion spell still escapes you. Perhaps more
So
potions need to be consumed.
Mm-hmm. That actually, I'm already at full one. Never mind. But I can be using read magics and stuff during the day.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe I hang around town and study for a little bit. There's a lot of really cool spells, but with my limited spells per level, I'm starting to get towards the end of it.
How many spells do you have presently?
If we're including read magic, detect magic, identifying that sort of thing, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 out of 11.
Ooh.
I think Identify Potion will be one of them. Although, can regular Identify still be used to identify Potion?
Yeah.
It's just more costly.
Yes. You could use regular Identify. It's just 10 times the cost.
Reveal Doors is a cool one. Spark Shower is also cool. Minor Disintegration is interesting for creating spell components. I feel like the trouble with a lot of your new spells, especially the level 1 spells, is with the limit on number of spells you can learn.
Yes.
It's like, why would you ever take some of these super minor spells?
Yes.
Although I guess with the MP system, you kind of need to limit the number of spells you know.
I think also that there are rules for going beyond those numbers if you research the spells.
If you invent new ones, yeah.
Yeah, but you could also research an existing spell. You just have to use the research rules.
I don't think that lets you go beyond your spell limit.
Does it not?
Yeah, I think only spells that you invent are exempt from the spells per level. One suggestion I might have is to be able to unlearn spells, like have it more akin to spells prepared kind of thing. And it would just take you some days to like you still have to go through the process of learning a spell, but you could. I don't know. Just a suggestion. I don't think we'll get to that for now or need to worry about it for now.
Yeah. The spells per level cap is sometimes frustrating to bump up against. So
yeah,
I'm sure we'll find
that's why Georg's amulet were so convenient. 19 int. He had unlimited spells.
Yeah.
I would like to visit the grotto for my vision at over the course of these days I will spend all hours of the day there, if that makes sense. So I'd like to visit it at dawn to see if that reveals anything hidden there, and also be there at sunset. I think that will be the spot where I'm studying and
regardless of the time of day or night, the grotto stays the same.
As in not yet a grotto.
Yes.
Extinguish is cool. I wonder if that one should be reversible. But I guess with the MP system, that might be OP.
To
be able to turn on fires. It's like you extinguish to start a fire. But I guess that's like...
Yeah, we might be able to reverse it to do, you could start candles and places that are already prepared to be lit. Does prestidigitation, I think, maybe already do that?
I don't know.
Is prestidigitation not a wizard spell?
Yeah, it is.
Am I misspelling it? I might be not typing it right. Prestidigitation. Oh no, it's just called cantrip.
Prestidigitation is a non-weapon proficiency.
Yeah. The prestidigitation spell comes from 4th and 5th editions, and 2nd edition is just called cantrip.
Yeah, prestidigitation is a non-weapon proficiency that lets you do sleight of hand or street magic.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I think extinguish could be reversible to do ignite, and it would ignite things designed to be ignited. Campfires, candles, torches, but not just like random brush lying around.
If you'll do that, I would like to learn ignite.
Yes.
Yeah, so you still need to build a campfire, but instead of using flint and steel, you can use 3 MP to light the campfire.
Yes.
Or to light a candle, or... What about at 9th level, could you start a forest fire? Or is that...
I don't think so. I don't think we're going to be like 3 MP forest fire. I think you'll just be like fireball forest fire, you know?
Yeah. So it probably caps at... Maybe there's no... the reverse doesn't scale with level.
Yeah, I think so.
The reverse just lets you ignite a candle, torch, lantern, or small prepared campfire. All right, so if you'll allow that, I will go ahead and try to learn ignite or extinguish.
Yes.
I succeed. I feel like that's a really cool, like a roleplay type effect for like a wizard to be able to
Fire. No fire.
Yeah. I more meant the no fire, like as
no
like a
fire,
show
yeah.
of power. I am no mere conjurer of cheap tricks, and use your cheap tricks to snuff out all the candles. Is the material component here just the fire?
A drop
a drop
of water.
of water. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Which, a drop of saliva will work in a pinch.
Mm-hmm.
Pure water, I think, is maybe better. If you use saliva, it probably like smokes and doesn't go out quite as nicely.
Yeah.
I like the... Oh, man, I was watching some Buffy the Vampire Slayer last night, and they were going through a magic shop talking about like the random components there as sort of just background for what was going on. And they were talking about, well, you can use this, but if you use this other component for it, that'll like change the texture of the spell, and the spell won't be such and such a way. And I really like the idea of variable components, and like this component will get it to work perfectly, but this component, like, which is substitutable, will sort of do the same thing, but there'll be like a flavor difference or color difference to it.
Yeah, I don't want to turn this MP system too much into like sorcerers from 5e, but I do kind of like the idea of being able to use more MP to eliminate components. I think the conjure spell component kind of accomplishes that. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of what I was imagining with the conjure spell component plus detect magic, is like I can conjure some crystals from elsewhere. It takes a little extra time, basically turns it into a ritual, but for an extra 3 spell points, I was able to cast it without spell components, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like that.
But I think the way to do that is to just have a conjure spell component spell that maybe needs a higher level version to conjure better spell components or something. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, a lot of spells have like ore type spell components. Not sure what they are, but I'm trying to think of examples. Green magic has a crystal ore mineral prism. Like maybe if it's not a very high quality crystal, you would nerf how well the spell works. I don't know. Yeah.
I have updated the extinguish with a ignite reverse. If you want to change the wording on that, I'm open to it, but I think the concept is good. Perhaps this is a good time to dole out some experience. We didn't do any last session, did we?
Nope, did not. Since we're doing a high experience campaign, I don't know if you want to actually calculate it, but there was the 2-headed lion. I would argue for full experience from the sirens or something like that. I feel like I defeated that encounter by seducing the sirens rather than defeating them in combat. So why not just give me a couple thousand experience, right?
Possibly something like that. They weren't going to kill you. They were just going to take you into their underground lair and tell you stories and listen to you and play with you for like 20 or 30 years and then let you go. But I guess saving yourself 20 or 30 years is a good thing. That's a victory, I believe. So you did not fight a common lion. You fought a 2-headed lion.
It counts as 2 lions?
I think it counts as a lion and a half. And then there were sirens. Are you multi or are you dual or tri-classed?
I am dual fighter wizard.
Easier to deal with then. 2,000 XP per siren. What is this bullshit?
Come on, you were talking about power leveling me.
Yep.
Right? And if I'm splitting, like, this will probably just get me midway through level 2.
Yep.
Right? 4,000 for the sirens, a couple hundred for the lion, a couple hundred for the wolves, a couple hundred for some spell learning. Maybe some quest XP if you're feeling generous, but...
So, lions, sirens, and wolves, oh my.
Mm-hmm.
Those were the only monsters. I mean, you did kill a scorpion, but I don't think that was a threat to you.
No.
Okay,
Wasn't a giant scorpion.
Combat XP, which gets split evenly. Plus some quest XP here, because you did find the tomb, and, you know, there have been some visions that you've been fulfilling and going in the direction of, so we're going to start by dividing 6,335 between the two.
6,335?
Yeah, so that's 3,167.
Yeah.
And then if you have 10 percentage, take them.
Just in my wizard. 3167.5 slash...
I like how you're keeping that 0.5.
Slash 3484.25. And then how about wizard only?
Specific. Yeah.
Yeah, is that just going to be for learning? Oh, we could do it for casting spells, but that sounds a bit... It's up to you.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do all the class XP stuff. So let's fighters.
So then,
you defeated 369.
It'd just be the wolves and the lions, right?
Yeah, I just gotta figure out the lion HP or hit dice. I think it's a 3 or 4 hit die creature. Or cat, large cat, great. Lion, 5 hit dice, so 9 and 5, but it's 5 plus 2, so it's really 10 and 5 is 15 hit dice, which is going to be 150 additional fighter XP.
Okay.
And then wizard spells cast to overcome problems. Ooh, we weren't tracking all of these things, but let's give it a shot.
I don't think I used some glancing blows. I think 2?
I think you used 2 glancing blows.
Does armor count? I was saved by my armor, right?
Yeah, I'll give you an armor. So
it's 3.
You did conjure spell components and detect magic, so that's another 2.
Yeah, I conjured 2. Does conjuring spell components count? Like, I guess I wasn't really overcoming... You did conjure spell
components to overcome the
sirens.
Sirens.
Does that
that's a use of your spells.
Okay, so that's 6 by my count. There's a fist of stone in there as well, fighting the lion.
Okay, that's
so
7
then. 7.
All right, so that'll be 350 XP for your wizard.
Yeah, and then do I get it for learning? For learning spells?
I'll do 100 per successfully learned spell.
So 450?
Yeah.
It's 1.1. It's 3979.25. So this will bring both up to a solid level 2.
Love it. Tracking 0.25 XP. You madman.
It's the principle of the thing. All right, and so now I get to roll
D6 plus D10
plus D6 divided by 2 plus 1. Meh. 5 more. So that will bring me to a total of 12 and a half. How much MP do I get?
You roll your willpower and you gain... Is that how much? Let me double check. I think you just roll your willpower and you gain that much MP.
So rebuild wizard.
They gain 1d willpower each level up.
Okay, so
which
1d13.
is risky.
Yeah.
18. No. So, this scroll, this infinite scroll that you have, what do we say? It's big and it's heavy, and if you're going to carry it around, you're going to find yourself constantly battling the encumbrance. However, with the MP system, you can sort of travel around and not return to your scroll for a while. The scroll will hold your spells and allow you to regain mana much faster if you spend your time studying it. Essentially, like more than doubling the amount of mana that you can gain, I think.
Yeah.
So this might be the sort of scroll tell you what to do that you don't take with you, that you return to.
I think that will be the case.
Beautiful.
Cool. What to do now?
What we're going to do now, because your village is approached by a weary traveler. A few days later, you've been studying the big scroll, trying to learn things off of it, playing with that grotto, occasionally being asked to like help out. Do we have
more
around
days for spell learning? Because once I level up, I will reattempt a few spells.
Sure. Yeah. I think we can get 3 more days of spell learning before you are interrupted.
Yeah, I think I was going to attempt comprehend languages. Maybe not bother with Identify Potion, actually. But I'll roll for comprehend languages. Fail. Okay.
Oh,
all right.
Unfortunate. That took you 2 days.
2 days, so we'll skip to the stranger.
Yes. A visitor arrives from the west. Hobbling into your town, their clothes worn, their walking stick heavy with sweat, their sandals, one broken, one still functional. And as they reach your town, and someone from your village comes and offers them food and water and shelter, the story will spread quickly that this person, real quick, this gentleman comes from a village called Grekos to the west, and some dark magic has taken over his town and turned the well to blood. The people have lost their only water source, their only reliable water source. Their supplies of water are running out, and they have come to Necrot because they have heard there is a witch here that might be able to solve their problems. A witch that might be able to reverse the blood in the well. However, you've been telling your friends these tall tales about two-headed lions, and as this story kind of trickles out from the house, from the kids who are sent out to get water to bring back to the person, your friends hear of it, and they come to tease you about this, saying to you, Devon, this guy's well's turned to blood. Sounds like one of your things. Why don't you go fix it for him?
Maybe I will, I boast.
Yeah, sure. Uh-huh.
I will gather my things and go to see this traveler. Okay. Is he in the public house, or is he?
No, he's in one of the houses near the west end of town. One of the first places he came across where he's been given shelter. He is tired. One of the denizens of the house is tending to his feet. One of his feet has been like walking on hard ground. The other's been on a sandal. So one's like cut and blistered, and someone is gingerly wrapping it with some actual ginger to aid in the healing of the foot.
Well, I will approach and knock. I'll poke my head in, I guess. The door's probably open.
Yep, the person will see you. The home owner will see you and call in Devon. He calls.
Greetings, Auntie. Hello, weary traveler.
The weary traveler looks up at you and... Hello? I've come seeking the witch. The oracle.
I have heard... I've heard whispers of your tale echoing out throughout our town. You come from Grecos?
Yes.
The rumors are spreading that your well runs red with blood.
It does. We draw water up, and it's thick, viscous, tastes like iron.
Surely a foul omen.
We've been cursed. We need someone to lift the curse. One of the spirits we have prayed to protect our home has grown angered, grown mean. Her protection has turned to violence.
How far is your village?
About a day to the west. West by northwest.
Very well. Take me with you. And I will,
But the oracle!
I will bring with me the blessings of an Atropos.
The denizen of this house, your auntie, looks to you with the, like, what the fuck is he talking about look on her face, but she doesn't say anything.
Mm-hmm. I may be able to cleanse your well.
If you say so. And when the feet are done binding, he will lead you back to Grecos.
Is he ready to travel right away?
No, it's probably best to take off the next day, because he probably spent a full day getting here.
Mm-hmm.
It must have been in the evening. And you guys can return in the morning.
I will visit Atropos that evening.
Okay.
And tell her that a traveler has come from Grecos. He says their well runs red with blood. I think we have found the cause for that sweet water.
Yes, sweet child. Yes, you have. But there is more to it than that. There is the thing that caused the blood in the first place. It is not simply enough to return the well to its form.
Of course, I should destroy the cause before wasting the sweet water.
How wise you have grown under my tutelage.
Do you have any guess at what might cause this? Can I roll a folklore check of my own?
Please do.
Natural 20. If there's anything in our histories at all like this, I surely would have heard it.
Yes. The people of this area are a superstitious lot. There are lots of little shrines to spirits, to gods. Not like the gods that live in the sky, but like little local gods. Mm-hmm. Most of this stuff is sort of, poppycock. But there are creatures of great magical power that sometimes pretend to be deities and pretend to give blessings or curses to places as a god. So if
I probably will when I show up with my sweet water.
Yeah. So if these people are saying that a god has turned the well to blood, either they've actually pissed off a real deity and you fucked, or there is something magical masquerading as a god in the area. Probably some small fey spirit, or like a little gremlin, or a small minor demon or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, then.
And when I say small, I do mean physically diminutive. These sorts of fey creatures and minor demons that can work this sort of mischief tend to be relatively physically small. They're more mischievous and villainous things than they are actually like imposing and powerful.
All right, then I'll head back into the village.
Mm-hmm.
As I'm leaving, I will say to JacobH, I hope you've been enjoying your reading. And unless she responds quickly,
what is that
maybe I'll
referring
leave,
to?
or she has a chance. The smut book that I left on our bedside table.
Oh, right. She glances at the book with some sort of disdain, and
she didn't like my joke or the
she,
book.
She seems to maybe be not a fan of the book, which is not, she typically behaves in such a way that you might like the book, but I think for her it's more, how do you say, to draw a really creepy simile here or something. It would be very much like the priest that tells you not to have premarital sex, but then like is abusing children behind closed doors anyway. So on the surface, she's like, no, get that smut away from me. But then when she's in the throes of her spells, she's like, come here, I need to lick your ears to get the magic I need. It's on the surface, she's above this stuff.
Mm-hmm. The dog-eared pages tell otherwise.
Right.
All right, so I will return to the village, rest, and then depart with this Grecan in the morning.
Okay. You will return to Grekos in the morning with the old man. He will tell you his name is...
I will, I was going to say, I will hide my scroll beneath my floorboards.
Mm-hmm.
Probably would have been safer to leave it with JacobH, but alas.
Okay. The gentleman's name is Colinth.
My name is Devon.
Right. Well then, you can go back with Colinth to Grekos.
Yeah.
You will travel...
I will tell him that I have visited Seltzer's cairn at the sea, and I will bring blessings of pure water to Grekos.
He looks overjoyed at these words. Yes, please. We rely on the well. Long ago the creek ran dry, and now the well's our only source. If we can't get it fixed in the day or two, we'll be completely out of water and we'll have to move. There'll be no hope for our village. We'll have to split into different directions. Our entire way of life will come to an end.
Tell me of the god that forsook you. Who do you call this? Platos.
Platos, yes.
What is Platos' domain?
Platos is the domain of water, of life. He is a great and mighty god, more powerful than Martha by far. He brings us water, and then...
Be careful, I'll say. I'm not a particularly religious man, but some might say these words are blasphemy.
Nonsense! For generations, Platos has given us fresh water from our well. But something's gone wrong. I think maybe someone in town offended her, or him, or maybe we've lost his divine favor.
Or maybe you have offended Martha or Nadinus by favoring this Platos over them.
I can't see why. Martha and Nadinus must have created Platos. He's a servant of theirs, a small god, a local god.
Perhaps.
A free trade deity.
Alright, so we will head west, and then where is Grecos?
Up here, west and then northwest. You will reach...
Okay.
The town's actually like in the middle of the tile, so you won't see the grasslands nearby.
Okay.
And you will come to another little village nestled between two tall hills. There's a dry creek that runs along one side of it. You have a creek that kind of like runs the middle of your village. The way the topography of theirs, it's sort of like flat with a gentle slope to it off to one side. So the creek would have run on one side of the town, but now is dry. The people here some of them are going about their business. Others are hanging out in their houses, trying to keep their water from evaporating and trying to not use very much water. So just staying low and staying still, hoping for a cure to come.
Yeah. Show me to your well, unless there's someone in town who I should speak with.
Will take you to the middle of town where a well has been burrowed, basically interrupting that dry creek bed. It drops 20 or 30 feet down. You can hear a bucket splashing down below. Mm-hmm. There's a rope that leads from the bucket up and over and out. There's a very small little shelter over it so the bucket doesn't scrape along the side of the well, but instead goes over like a rounded beam.
Mm-hmm.
And it's dark down there. You know, during midday you might be able to see down, but during the afternoon, when the sun's light is lower, it's just 10 feet of vision and then pitch black.
I will pull up the bucket.
Mm-hmm. The bottom drips with blood. On the other side of the well from the village is a small shrine presumably to Platos.
All right. I will pull up this bucket and inspect its contents. Does it literally look like blood, or does it just look like orange water?
Literally like blood.
Is it like sticky? I'll smell it.
Yeah, it's sticky. It smells like iron. It's got that smooth quality to it. It fills the crevices of your fingers.
I look around and walk over to the shrine, leaving like the bucket on top of the edge of the well. Is a crowd gathering?
There are a few people gathered about.
Yeah, I will walk over to the shrine.
The shrine looks like a miniature, diminutive house. It's got a slanted stone roof, 4 little walls, like a little door type thing where you could stick offerings, but it also looks like there might be further rooms on the inside.
Mm-hmm.
As if someone, like you'd have to maybe take off the roof to be able to look inside to see the different rooms of the building. There are remains of offerings left here. There's some ashed sage here. You can find the bones of a fish that has been left behind. Although where they got a fish from, that's a different story altogether.
I'll look around the shrine to see if there's any signs of anything. You said there were extra rooms?
If you the area where you would have an offering, it does not encompass the full size of the house. So it looks like there is extra space within the little shrine house that cannot be seen from the outside.
Is there a secret door? Or just like a...
Well, no secret doors? Why, certainly there is a series of secret doors within this. If you look in your little offering hole area, just to the inside and to the left is a door that cannot be seen unless you like really crane your head around, and you can put your finger in there. It's more of a concealed door than a secret door, and you can find the edges of this little mini thing.
Am I being watched? Or
by many people.
What's back here? I will ask the nearest.
Do not disturb his home. Perhaps Platos has died, and that is why the well has gone bad.
There's a room back there. What is this?
It's his home. Rhine was built to him decades ago. Maybe centuries.
Surely your god does not literally live here.
Where do your gods live? He says defensively. You're questioning his very way of life.
In another plane? In the heavens?
Look at you.
I will go to fidget with the secret door unless he stops me.
No. You proclaim to speak on behalf of the Oracle, and you've got something here to fix it. They're all eager to hear what you've got to say.
Yeah. So I will go into the back area of the shrine to see what's back there.
Yeah, you can poke open this little door on the side, and cool air, like very cool cold air, brushes against your finger, and something tries to bite you. Well, yeah, that'll get it. You feel small fangs pierce into your finger.
Even with my 17 AC, it bites me.
Yeah, natural 18 on the die. The little fangs don't hurt you enough to do an HP of damage. They're like when a kitten chomps on you. However, you will need to make me a poison save.
Damn it. No. Ow! I shout, pulling back my hand.
Mm-hmm. Okay. You have failed by 10.
Yes.
At first, it's nothing, but it begins to swell and ache. I'll let you know when other effects come into play, but you have some time.
Chat says I should start rolling out my new character.
Chat doesn't know anything.
No. If you're using your new poison system, they're actually not quite as brutal. Ow! I say, looking at my finger. Are there like 2 little fang marks in it?
4 little fang marks. Yeah, 2 on top, 2 on bottom.
Okay. Do I see what bit me, or?
No. You were like poking the door, and the door is like just inside the doorway and to the left, so you can't really see it unless you were to like disassemble the house somewhat.
So I didn't even see. So I didn't even get into the secret door.
No, you poked open the secret door, and that's when the cold air came out and something nibbled on you.
Can I look?
Yeah, give me a perception check to try and find a viewpoint before the thing moves. No, by the time you can get back and maybe see the doorway with your one good eye, like poking it sort of in, the whatever creature is in there has moved away.
Is it dark or something?
Let me do a doodle, because I think I'm being unclear here. I'm going to bring us to a page real quick. Like the little house is shaped like this, as like a room. This, which is where the offerings go. Can you see what I'm doodling?
Yeah.
Okay. And then there was a little door, like right here. So if you're on the outside, and the doorway of offering is like here, this little side door is just hard to view from the outside. If this entire thing is maybe like a foot wide, you know?
Oh, it's that small.
Yeah. It's a small little house. It's like a tiny little. You can like fit your hand in there, and that's about it.
Okay. Is there a way to get, like, does the roof come off?
Yeah.
Is it a stone house?
Yeah. It's just a series of stones put together. You could easily lift the roof off.
All right. I shout ow as it bites me. I look to see if I can get a look, and I take my hand out, and then I guess I go to lift the roof.
You lift the roof and see the god, the demon, the fey creature, the mischieving Platos within. And before we describe him or tell you anything else about it, we will end our session for the day.
What?
Yes, always end on a cliffhanger.
Poisoned and dying.
Yes.
We'll roll a new character next week.
Yes. And that will wrap us up for Dicing with Death today.
Stuff. I will not be able to make critical feedback this week, but perhaps next.
Perhaps next, then. All right. That will be nice.
We already did experience.
Mm-hmm. Was there... Chit Chat's not this weekend. No, Chit Chat is not this Sunday, but next Sunday.
Yes, indeed.
Yes, the expanded Chit Chat.
The expanded? Are we saying how it's expanded? Or is
no,
that
we'll leave that
secret?
as a surprise.
Whoa.
Yeah. And
New and improved.
Yeah. And also, chat, if you would join me in wishing Ryan here a happy birthday. He would probably not appreciate that, but you should do it anyway because Ryan's about to become an even older man.
Yeah. Monday, I think. You're a little early.
Yeah, but I'm not going to see you between now and Monday, so...
Yeah, well... You don't need to wish me happy birthday. I'm turning 31. Nobody gives a shit anymore.
Nope.
Over the hill. Just put me down already.
It's your first birthday since you've been married, so you'll need somebody to recognize it. So, happy birthday, Ryan. Enjoy the 31 years of age.
I won't.
Any plans for it? Staying inside and watching Netflix because you can't go outside because the air is poison?
I will actually be breaking quarantine.
You going camping?
No, we're heading down to Portland this weekend.
Oh, great. You gonna see the Portland people?
At least one or two. Probably not the people in general because they're relatively locked down as well.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yep.
Yeah.
Well then, I guess that's it. We'll have critical feedback in an hour and a half. Make sure to tweet at Hogoblin. Happy birthday, and we'll see you guys next week for more Dicing with Death.
Thanks for watching.
Bye-bye.
Don't tweet. It's a waste of time.